To talk more about that and what's next following this leak is Professor Emily Gold Waldman. She teaches constitutional law at Pace University. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning.
All right, so let's talk about what exactly could happen to the person responsible for that leak.
So I've looked at a bunch of things about that. It does seem like the person could face prosecution, but it's not 100% clear what their criminal liability would be. It's definitely a major breach of confidentiality when someone clerks for any judge, and certainly at the Supreme Court, they are absolutely expected to keep everything completely confidential, both while they're clerking, even afterwards. They're not supposed to talk about what happened within the Supreme Court in terms of what happened with deliberations. But to actually have a full draft like that leaked is really unprecedented.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that and what it does to the integrity of the court and how the justices move forward with the expectation of confidentiality.
I think they're going to try. I mean, if you saw Justice Roberts issued a statement yesterday, they're basically going to try to move forward as though this didn't happen, right? They're still going to continue with their normal processes for discussing this draft and deciding ultimately how the opinion is going to come out. But I mean, it has to affect how they work together in the future. It's really sort of a very strong understanding that this sort of thing won't happen, that drafts won't come out. And again, like I said, this has never happened before. So I am not sure what they're going to do behind closed doors in the future to try to take even greater steps. Because, you know, once you have a norm being breached, then you wonder, is it just going to sort of keep happening?
And there's also worry, we have about 30 seconds left, about the gay marriage issue and LGBT rights also at risk. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, if you look at the draft, Justice Alito, who wrote the draft, said that this doesn't directly address that issue, and that's absolutely true. At the same time, you are seeing that this court is willing to go back and rethink decisions from the past, even from the recent past. So I certainly understand why people are now wondering about what's next. Also, the reasoning of this decision, right, that they're looking more closely at what really counts as a fundamental right under the Constitution. They're focusing on what was sort of protected historically. It does bring that into question, but the decision itself does not touch that issue.
All right, Professor Gold Waldman, thank you so much. We appreciate all your insights this morning.